Okay. All righty then. Hello and welcome. I am Becky A. Davis, also known as the Chief Bosspreneur, and I am so excited that you are joining me today. And we're going to talk about and help you to close some corporate deals. I'm going to share some information with you to close for you to be able to close more corporate deals. Me too. I want to close some too, to be able to close some corporate deals. How many of you are on the 40 days of prayer journey with me? We started this on Ash Wednesday on February the 14th. We started this. How many of you are on the 40-day journey? We're on day 28. So far, we're on day 28, and this has been a blessing to the 10th power. Just let me know. Let me just check in to see how many of you are on the journey with me. It's an amazing journey. It's my secret weapon. That's what I call it, my secret weapon. So let me share my screen so we can dive in and get to this content, because I have a lot to share with you, and I know there are going to be questions on the back end, and I want to make sure that we're okay. Melissa, I see that you're here. Thank you. I want to be able to answer all of your questions and try and keep you in and out of here in a certain amount of time. Okay, let me get to my screen. Hold on, let's get this. All right, let me get that screen up and ready. There we go. That's what I needed. Okay, let's share this screen. Hold on, guys. Now I had all this set before I started, man. Okay. Oops. If you have any questions, please feel free to post those in the Q&A, because we will have a Q&A tonight. All right, here we go. Screen share is coming up. All righty. All right, so let's play this baby. All right, there we go. It's working now. So we're going to talk about how small businesses can obtain corporate contracts. This is being sponsored by the Coca-Cola company. Their 5x20 program. Coca-Cola is committed to helping 5 million women entrepreneurs by the year 2020, which I just think is absolutely amazing. And so this is what a part of their program. And I am sharing some information and content you are a part of this 5x20 program, because we're going to share with you some things to help you continue to grow your business. This is one of the areas and the focuses for Coke, which is corporate contracts, corporate procurement. And so I want to share with you some things about how to do business and to obtain some corporate deals. So let me just explain to those of you who are here that don't know who I am. I have worked 20 years in corporate America. And in the 20 years that I worked in corporate America, I worked in retail management. I started with the last company I worked for. I worked 15 years with that company. I started as an assistant manager, and when I left the organization, I left and I was a regional vice president responsible for the Southeast market, and that included over 200 stores and 60 million in revenue that my territory was responsible for. And one of the things that I learned in corporate America, what my strengths that I realized I had working in corporate America was driving for results, coaching and development, and motivating and influence. That was always ranked really high on every review I had in 15 years. And so working in retail and working in locations to turn around stores or to improve the stores or to increase the profit or to exceed the profit is really where I got the skill set in what I do today, helping women entrepreneurs. Now, I had a situation that happened in 2011, December 29, 2011. I had a surgery. And 6 days later, on January the 3rd, I was rushed back into the emergency room and come to find out that I had been internally hemorrhaging for 6 days from the day of the original surgery. But on the seventh day, coming out of the recovery room and realizing that I was still here on the brink of death to still be here was the life-changing and game-changing moment for me in my life. It was the time when I said, okay, it's time for me to do what I know I'm supposed to do. And I had been working on leaving corporate America for 3 years, but I was scared to let the check go. Like, just keeping it real. Didn't want to let the check go. And so because of that, it stopped me from actually taking the leap. So I didn't take the leap. And but after that situation in corporate America, it changed the game for me. It changed the game for me to really be able to take the leap and do things differently, which is why what has me here today is now I'm known as the Chief Bosspreneur. And as the Chief Bosspreneur, I work as a business growth architect. And what that means is I go in and I help my clients create a strategy. I help them create plans for them to scale and to grow their business. So from startup to being stuck in the middle to really having a successful business, I come in and I create plans, strategies. I put a whole architecture plan together, and we help accelerate your business. And I have a team of experts that work with me to help me work with my clients to accelerate their business. I am also the founder of the BBC, which is the Bosspreneur Business Circle. It is a membership networking circle for women entrepreneurs, where we are dedicated to the advancement of women-owned businesses. That is who we are. And so what we do there, we're focused on doing business with other women. The service, the Bosspreneur Business Circle is about how we can, within the circle, do business with other women, network with other women. And so that kind of gives you a background about who I am. And I want to share with you some things that has helped me to move forward in business. So where does my knowledge come from? I've partnered with subcontractors that have multi-million-dollar companies, and I learned from them. I've been very fortunate in the fact to be able to work with with some of these amazing corporations and learn from them, to be able to go and sit in with them as a subcontractor, as a part of the contract. I learned so much. I can't even tell you how much stuff I learned. I've completed different sponsorship courses, one by Brendan Burchard and one by Allie Brown. Those are two people who I think are phenomenal. I've followed them. I've taken their courses, and I've implemented. I'm not just a take a course person, I implement. So I've implemented some things along with some of the things that I've learned. I've closed corporate sponsorships, over 100,000 in corporate sponsorships in the last 3 years. I've pitched over 30 different companies, and anytime you pitch, you learn what's working, what's not working. And I've worked with corporate decision makers because I've been able to speak and present with for corporations, with some corporate companies. I ask questions, and I've asked questions about, what are some of the things that are your pain points when you're working with diverse suppliers, when you're trying to get small businesses, all those type of things. I've worked with those corporate decision makers, and I've learned a lot, and I'm going to share with you a lot of the things that I've learned in working with some of those corporate decision makers. So what I want to do a poll real quick. So let's do a polling question. I want you guys to tell me. So here's the polling question. So how do you feel when it comes to working with corporate contracts? How do you feel? Do you feel frustrated, confused, lack of confidence? You tell me what you feel. Are you scared? Are you stuck? Don't know where to start? Or is it something else? So you guys tell me, when it comes to corporate, name your top three. Name your top three when it comes to really being able to get corporate contracts. So I'm gonna give you a few minutes for people to chime in and us to get some information. Name your top three. Select 3 of them. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see what we have. Okay, so we have more than half that have voted here. So here is, let me check this. So here's what we have. Don't know where to start. That's number one. Don't know where to start in the process. So this is really going to be beneficial for you. Lack of confidence. This is going to be beneficial because I understand that. I've definitely been there before. Confused. That makes sense. Confused. I don't know what to do, how to do it. All of those things. So I totally understand. So we're going to try and answer. My goal is to help answer some of those questions for you today. So number one is don't know where to start. So hopefully we can help you with that. Let me share the results so you guys can see what those results look like. Don't know where to start. Lack of confidence and confused and then frustrated and scared. I understand all of those. I've been in every last one of those situations before, and they still kind of come up. I have to get my confidence together and get past some of the frustration at times as well too. So I'm gonna try to answer some of those for you as well. So So here are some of the things I want to share with you with having the results of corporate sponsors, the things that are amazing that happens when you work with corporate sponsors. The results of having corporate sponsors, it saves you time, it saves you money, it saves you energy. It reduces your stress, and it does all of these things because a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we go in trying to get the one client here, the one client there, the one client there, and we're trying to get all these one clients instead of getting a big client that can help take up the majority of 10 clients or even more than that. So it reduces some of the stress. It increases your visibility and your value. Third-party credibility is everything, and we'll talk about that too. Builds your credibility. To be working with corporate sponsors. It helps you get more clients and more money. Everything in this list I have experienced being able to work with corporate sponsors. So this is really important to be able to work with corporate sponsors. Now I want to look at some of the I see there's some things in the chat. Let me just check that out real quick. Thank you, Dee. I will definitely check that. Let's see. Intimidated, not equipped. Lots of press, but not enough action. Okay, got it. Just wanted to check that and see where everything was. All right, so let me just share with you. These are some of the things that are just amazing. These are some of the clients that I have worked with. These are clients that I have been fortunate enough to be able to work with on this journey as an entrepreneur. These are a short list of clients. Coca-Cola. A lot of you on the call may know that Coca-Cola is a client of mine. I've worked with Coke for the last 2 years and have a new 3-year contract with them starting in 2018. I've worked with Target. I've worked with Target working with leaders inside of Target. And my goal is when I go in the first time, my goal is to be able to come back and repeat and to be able to grow from one contract to multi-year contract. CVS. I work with CVS. That was referred to me by a friend. And then once I started to partner with them, that just the third-party credibility is everything. Walmart, the National Urban League. I've done some business with the National Urban League to be able to create more business with them year after year. Odyssey Media, if any of you know me, Odyssey Media, I've been working with Odyssey Media for 6 years. Odyssey Media is a small business that has a large organization, it's a multi-million-dollar brand and organization that I've worked with and partnered with and been able to on their platform and working with them as well. And then NCNW, the National Council of Negro Women, I began doing work with them last year, and then we renewed work for all of 2018 as well. So working with corporations, associations, nonprofit, these people are looking for people like you. They're looking for people like you that can provide a service, a product, something that can help them in what their initiative is. And we're going to talk about some of that as well too. So they're looking for you. They're looking for you. So I want to take another quick poll question real quick. Let me pull this poll up. Let's see. I need to go to my second poll. Hold on. All right, let's see. Here's the poll. So, what type of projects would you want to use corporate partners for? Do you need someone for live events, conferences, seminars, retreats, anything under a live event, festivals, expos, sports event? Is that something that you want to use them for? Do you want to use them for educational programs? Do you want to use them for product buys and launches, contests, sweepstakes? They do all of that. Services or causes, something for nonprofit or tours. Book tours, business tours, musical entertainment tours. If you got a sponsorship, what would you use it for? What are you going to use it for? So which one of these areas? I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to kind of share what type of project you would use a corporate partner for. Okay. All right. So right now we have quite a few service. We have educational programs. We have events. Okay, services, educational programs. Well, events is coming up there. I'm gonna give you a few more minutes and then we'll end the poll. All right, let's show you what we have right now. So to end this poll, here's what type of projects you want to use corporate partnerships for. Live events, actually number one is services, then live events, different areas in live events, seminars, conferences, concerts, and then educational programs. And so this is you can get corporate sponsors for all of these things. You just have to know how to position, how to get it together where you're able to present and close the deal, pitch it, and be able to close the deal. So let me just talk to you about some of the things in conferences. Most people want to do conferences, and the things that are used most of the times are the things in red: name tag, lanyards for speakers, stage time, meals, receptions, breakouts, booths, virtual exhibit halls. All of these things, a company will work with you. A corporate partner will do all of this for you. So it's something I want you to think about. But I want to share with you what partners can do for you. This is the part that I want you to really think about, because this comes away from taking money out of your pocket. They can help you pay for your projects. Some of the things that you're trying to create, corporate sponsorship can help you pay for those projects. Staff, donors, partners, supporters, volunteers, they can send emails out to their people. That's one of the things with some of the clients that I've worked with when I've gone or when I'm coming in to do work, and if they have especially if I'm doing a webinar for a company, or if I'm coming in to do a conference or to speak, they'll blast that out to everybody in the organization. So your brand just went in front of thousands of people, feature you on their websites. This is one of the things, like if I'm doing something that is Coke related, my flyers go up on the Coke website as well. So they'll feature you on their websites. They'll feature you in their newsletters, in their print publications, press releases about you. All of this stuff is putting you a step ahead of the game. They'll use your stuff in sweepstakes. Like anytime I'm doing an event and I'm working with a corporate partner, I give away some of my product. That's a part of the agreement. It's like, okay, let me give away a book. Let me give away a coaching session. Let me give away. So there's things that I give away for them as they're giving it away. Then it's still tied to me, myself, and my brand. And they'll help you roll out your programs to the world. Things that you're trying to do to make an impact on the world. If it aligns with a corporate initiative, game changer. it's you have to think about it from stop coming out of your pocket. Let me tell you a lot of things what I find out because I work with small businesses. Here's what we do too much of the time. We focus too much on getting the one client, and the one client could be one individual person, or let me go get this one customer, and oh yay, I have a customer, I'm excited about it, that's amazing. And what I teach my clients is that one customer needs to be a locomotive, and you're the red caboose. So if you attach your little red caboose to that locomotive, wherever it goes, you get to go too. And you get to go a whole lot faster than if you were trying to push your little caboose along by yourself. That's what partnerships with corporations, associations, nonprofit organizations, that's what that's about. It's amazing. It's amazing to be able to do some of that, doing that partnership with them. So here's some of the things that happen. There's an easy choice that we don't often choose. It's what I've been talking about all along. So on this side, what we'll do, we'll build our own instead of building off of theirs. We automatically start a business and we focus on how do I build my own. Well, you can build your own, but I also want to shift your thinking today to start thinking about building off theirs. We fund it ourselves. Let's find other people's money to fund. Let's find other ways to fund. We test, learn, and then we test again. Why don't we copy, do, and learn? There are times when there are already proven systems and things that they already know because they've worked with business owners and entrepreneurs before and say, hey, well, why don't you do it this way? It's like, oh, I didn't know that. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Do it. Learn what you need to learn in the process. We focus on creating credibility, which is important to us as entrepreneurs. We need to create credibility. We need to be seen as credible. But you know how powerful it is when you borrow credibility from someone else. You know how powerful it is when DuPont says, you know, oh, we've worked with Becky. She's been amazing. When Walmart says, hey, you need to meet Becky. That credibility, that borrowed credibility from those organizations just raise the status and raise the level, and it helps to create a situation where, like, well, if they've used her, then she must be vetted, or she must be doing something. And so we can borrow credibility from these organizations. We beg for PR. This is access to PR. I've worked with companies and organizations. I worked with the company and did subcontracting with this company. And because it was such a big initiative, it was a big event that was going forward, it opened up PR for me to be on ABC, CBS. I was in different newspapers, different magazines. All of that came from PR, from being a part of organizations that was working with corporate sponsors and had corporate dollars for PR. So when I tell you it changes the game, we chase customers one at a time. I told you guys, we need to chase our customers in droves. And when you work with a corporate partner, you close a deal, then it helps you to close the second, the third, the fourth, and then it keeps going. So we got to get out of the mindset as entrepreneurs that as long as we get this one customer, because all that does is keep you stressed, keep you tired. Well, when that one customer is gone, or if it's a one customer for a short amount of time, now you work so much harder compared to if you create a partnership and you're working on a contract basis and you're looking at a year, 12 months, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is. So I want us to think about some of the easier ways that we too often do not choose. So build off of theirs, find others, use others' money, copy and repeat what's already been proven because they already have a plan. Borrow the credibility of the organization, access the PR that they will have for you. And customers will start chasing us down. They will start looking for us. And let me tell you guys, that is so true. And let me tell you why that is so true, because it gives you that third-party credibility from the other organization, and then they start to call you because they've heard you've worked with someone else, or they've heard someone else referred them because you worked with another organization. They start to pick up the phone and call you, and I remember 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago? I was going through Brendan's Burchard's. Y'all, that's my guy right there. I was going through, and I was determined to eventually go through his program one day. And I went through his program. Was it 2 years ago? 2 or 3 years ago. Anyway, when I went through the program, one of the first questions that I was asked from the coach was, how will you determine that success is happening? How will you determine that the goals that you want and some of the things that you're asking for, how are you going to measure that, Becky? I said, when the phone is ringing and I'm not having to pick up the phone to dial out, I'm just picking up the phone to say hello, because people are calling me, wanting my services, wanting my programs and what I have to offer. And she was like, okay, so that's how you're going to measure. I was like, yeah, because, you know, I'm making the calls, I'm pushing and grinding, I'm doing all the follow-up. I'll know that I am on the road to success when I'm not making the calls as much. Well, by the end of the year, the end of that program that I was doing with Brendan and his team, she reminded me, she showed me, remember what you said when we first started this program, because we would get on our weekly calls and I would talk through what was going on. So we were having all these conversations. And by 6 months into the conversation, she said, let me just recall our first session. And when she recalled the first session and what I said and how I would know where success is, she said, you just explained to me 5 companies that have called you. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, that was one of your measurements when we started. And I didn't even realize that. But I was like, oh my goodness, you are right. So the phone starts to pick up. People start to call you when you start to create these partnerships. It makes a very big difference. But here's some of the reasons why people fail. Here's why people fail. First of all, they don't do the homework or the paperwork, because you got to do both if you want to get sponsorship. They don't do the homework, they don't do the paperwork. Second, they won't pitch. They might do the homework and the paperwork, but they're not having the conversation with anybody, so you just have the paperwork. Or you get the information and you're so afraid to pitch, you're so afraid of messing up, you're so afraid that you're going to hear no, that you won't pitch. You'll never get the deal. Or will stop at no and fail to follow up. So when someone says, nah, we're not going to do it, you stop. And then you don't follow up to see. Let me say this to you. Every corporate contract that I have ever received, I never, ever got it the first time. Never, ever the first time. It was follow up and then follow up and then follow up. One of my deals took a year to actually close the deal, but I was not going to let it go. And that really came from my retail experience, my corporate training, working in retail and in sales. Until the customer says, no, Becky, I don't want it, then you don't stop. And it feels like, oh, I know I used to feel I'm being overbearing, I'm calling too much, but I got to the place where it's like, no, I'm not, I'm just checking in. And until they tell me no, I'm just checking in. And if I would have stopped, which is what most people do, because they feel like they're being overbearing, they stop, they move on and say, well, I guess they'll call me. No, they will not. But because of that follow-up, the ones that I was after and after and after, I was able to close the deal. Because sometimes that sets you apart, because you continue to move and move and move and move. Now, I want to check. I want to look at it. I want to check and see. I see some questions and things coming up. Let me see. Oh, that's Melissa answering that. Okay. Let me see if there are any other questions. See if you guys have any questions right now. Is this making sense to you? Let me know that. Type that. Yes. Are you confused? Is this making sense to you? Would this be helpful to you to go through the process? Is this making sense? Okay, so we got some yes. Yes, it is making sense. Makes a lot of sense. It's like, okay, that's what I need to know. I just want to make sure okay, it's making sense to you. All right, we on the right path now. All right, so let me let's continue on. Let's continue on. Absolutely making sense, loving it. Okay, yes, it's all making sense. Okay, you guys. I want you guys to make money. There's a lot of money out there to be made if you do the work. So I want to just make sure that you do the work. Someone asked a question that I'm a life coach, so how can I reach out to others to advance my audience? So and how do I pitch a social issue? It's definitely doable. So Yolanda asked the question, if I'm a life coach, how can I reach out to others to advance my audience? I have several friends that are life coaches that work with corporations. And let me tell you why they work with corporations. They have corporate deals working with corporations as a life coach, because you have to be able to position what you do. You have to be able to position what you do in a way where, because I am a business coach, but I have a life coaching certification. And I don't advertise that because I don't want to do life coaching exclusively. I do life coaching because my corporate clients, my entrepreneur clients that are multi-million-dollar clients, there are issues that I need to be able to help them address that affects what goes on in business. So with corporations, you have to be able to position how what you offer will help them to reach their goals inside the corporation. You just have to find what the corporation is looking for. Kimberly asked, how do I pitch a social issue? You know how much money is spent on social issues. And let me tell you some things that you could do when you're talking about a social issue. What's the social issue? Now, you don't have to answer me now about that question. What's the social issue, and who is focused on that social issue? Go Google and you'll find the answer. That's who you go to pitch to. Kimberly also asked, like, justice, diversity, inclusion. Oh my God, they're everywhere. For inclusion, diversity, they are everywhere. And right now, so you have to. This is the perfect time with everything that's going on in our country, in our. In the United States, everything that's going on globally, this is the perfect time to be talking diversity and inclusion. But you have to go with solutions. You have to go with solutions. So I'm going to get back to the questions. But yes, you guys, those are things you can definitely be able to get some money from. Let's see, Becky, when cultivating the relationship, how much should I follow up? Girl, nonstop. And when I say nonstop, so let me give you this example. My follow-up, when I'm following up with clients and with people that I'm wanting to turn into clients, I will follow up. I start out every 2 weeks. If I'm not hearing anything, I'll start following up once a month, and I will continue my once a month follow-up. And then I'll get in at a place and I'll say, hey, just checking in to see if you've already made a decision, or if you went with someone else, or when you're going to open up sponsorship again. But so I'll follow up like that. And I have followed up with a corporate client and said, because they had told me when they would give out their sponsorship dollars. Well, it had exceeded that by 3 months and I was still following up. So at the 4th month, I said, I know that it is past the time for you to give out your sponsorship dollars. So I'm sure you've already made some decisions and went with the companies and organizations. I just wanted to follow up one last time. Then I got an email back saying, no, we are still selecting. So we haven't, that just told me, hang on, don't let it go, Becky, because they still have money to give out. And so I will continue to follow up. And clients that I worked on a contract with our transportation city, here in Atlanta, MARTA. I worked on closing a deal with our transportation company for 3 years. I sealed the deal the end of last year, start working this year with them. 3 years. I followed up every year. I knew when they were having their retreats. I knew when they were having it, and I will follow up, send information about that. I continue to follow up through the year. I also would send out holiday greeting cards. I'd send out holiday a gift card. I just needed them to remember I'm still here. I am still here. So let me keep going because y'all asking some questions now. How do I pitch to a large organization that have existing functional departments for the services that I offer? I'm going to answer that one, then we're going to go back to the slides. So Sheila asked that, how do I pitch to organizations that have existing functional departments for services? So I have a client who does marketing. She's a small business owner. She's a multi-million-dollar business owner. So her business now, when we first started working, she was bringing in around 1.2 in revenue. Now she's bringing around 7 million in revenue. She is a marketing company. She does marketing. She works with big box retailers like Chick-fil-A. She's worked with Home Depot. She's worked with, what's another one of her clients? And they all have marketing departments. They have a whole area for marketing departments. But what these large companies do when they're trying to do smaller projects, they'll go outside and get those. So you can still get inside if they have a coaching and training and development department. Training and development is always bringing in experts. If they have marketing, if they have an engineering department, you can still get in because they bring in outside consultants for some of these smaller projects. And if you do a bang up job, then they'll bring you on to do more of their projects. So it can definitely be done. I just need you guys to know it can definitely be done. Okay, so let me get back to what I'm y'all done got me all excited. So let me get back to my screen share. Okay, so this is why we fail. We don't do our homework, we won't pitch, and we will stop when they say no, and we won't follow up. You're losing money. When you do it, you're losing dollars. You leave them sitting on the table because someone like me will come along and I will keep following up and I'll keep following up and I'll get it over you because I didn't give up in the process. Is it hard? Yes. This is not an easy feat. This is if you're expecting to go in like, okay, no, it will tire you out. You will say, I don't even know if I want to do this anymore. But if you stay the course and you continue to push, you are going to be amazed at the outcome because the percentage of people that quit is so high. So partnering opportunities, what do you need to win? Here's what you need. You need to have the right positioning, the right paperwork, and the right protocol. The right positioning, clarify your project. Like someone just asked a question. You need to clarify your project. What is your project and what are you going to be able to go in there and do? Why you? Why should they pick you to do this when there are so many other marketing companies, so many other training organizations, so many other, janitorial services? Why should they pick you? You need to be able to answer that succinctly. Right partnership alignment with their strategic priorities and marketing initiatives. So let me tell you about this. This is where I have found, this was a key learning for me. This is where I found a lot of people drop the ball and a lot of people miss out is, hold on, I'm looking at reading on Facebook. Okay, I have a service I'm trying to, but not necessarily get sponsorship. We can still talk about how that works though. So let's talk about right positioning. So the right partner alignment and strategic priorities and marketing initiatives. That's where your research comes in. You need to know, because you cannot pitch to all corporations. All corporations are not a fit for you, fit for your services, and fit for your offerings. You have to know which ones are. The only way you're going to know which ones are is you have to do the research. I was working with DuPont, and me and DuPont had gotten together to put together a program to help entrepreneurs with pitching to corporations. And the DuPont executive that I was working with, we were going through putting the program together. And one of the things she said is, Becky, it drives us crazy. It drives us crazy when someone comes up and say, I have a product or service and here's what it is. Do you guys do this? And they're like, yeah. So what do I need to do? just know what they're thinking is, we won't be doing business with you because you came to us and asked us if we did what you should have knew that when you came. That's what they said, is that they'll come in and they'll want you to do all of the work to help them close the sponsorship. And she said, it drives us crazy. I was talking to another person that works for EY, the company EY, said the exact same thing. So as I work with these corporate partners, I ask a lot of questions. What's the pain points when you're working with small businesses? And you guys, it's a lot of stuff that we do that affect us getting these corporate sponsors. You got to know what their initiative is. And it's easy to find out. Go to their website. You'll find out what their initiative is. Find out what causes they get behind. Find out the things that they're putting money towards. They'll do a press release. You'll find that out in a heartbeat. And does that align with what you're trying to offer? Who have they partnered with in the past? Who have they used in the past? All of this, Google is your best friend here. So you got to have the right positioning when you go, the right paperwork. You got to have a great pitch. You got to have a really good cover level, great proposal, and the benefits of it. Now, I will tell you this. Part of this, let me say a big part of this, what I have learned is all of these things are important. But if you are building a relationship, this gets easier because you get some inside access to how, what, when. So the right paperwork, I've worked with some companies where I've built relationships. It's like, okay, I'm going to send you something, and might hear, make sure you have this, this, and this. Well, those are things that I didn't know, but now I know because I have a relationship to go and make sure that I have those things in there. So you need to have these things. If you don't know them, you definitely need to have them. If you do know them, you need to have them, but it can open up some possibility for access. And then the right protocol, you need to know the right person you need to talk to, the right process that they have, the right time to do it, the right execution, and the right follow-up. All of that is stuff that you learn going through the process of working. And but these are things to help you win. You got to have the right positioning, the right paperwork, and the right protocol. Because here's what's happening. This just blew me away. Corporate sponsors spend over $20 billion a year funding sponsoring small businesses, whether it's authors, speakers, entrepreneurs in different areas. $20 billion annually. They're going to spend the money somewhere. Why should they not spend it with you? Why would they not spend it with you? They're going to spend the money somewhere. That's why this is so critical. Let me say this real quick for those that are on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, joining us on Facebook, you can still go in and register so you can have access to this information afterwards, because it's only going to be shared with people who are registered. Go to bossgirlmagicseries.com, register. You'll get the link to the webinar, and then we'll have your information to be able to send this over to you. So make sure that you go over and register. So they're going to give the money to someone. Why not you? $20 billion is given away in funding to small businesses in all these different categories. Why should you not have a piece of the action? At least that's what I think. Why shouldn't I have? I want some of it. Let me see. Okay. Thank you, Melissa, for posting that too, socially. What do sponsors and partners want to create? What do sponsors and partners want? First of all, they want to create awareness. That's what's important to them. Let me tell you what that is. And I highlighted the things that for me, that is most critical for me. To create visibility with new audiences. A lot of corporations will do this with being able to get in new audiences. I know Prudential a few years ago, they wanted to start really focusing on multicultural dollars. How do we get multicultural dollars, and how do we help expand our people's knowledge of financial services. And so they started to partner with events and organizations that focused on the target market that they wanted, because it was going to create visibility for their business and brand to get in there and start to create some buzz around who they are. They will do it to reach a certain niche. If a company is wanting to, we need to be partnering with Asian men for whatever reason, they're going to look for that niche, and who is servicing that niche. They'll put dollars towards that to draw attention to a cause, showcase, or social responsibility. Someone asked that earlier about a nonprofit. They will put money towards a cause or a showcase. Susan G. Coleman gets so much money. That is a cause, a movement. Breast cancer. She gets their organization gets so much money from corporate sponsors in every different area. And then one of the other things I highlighted was to change an image. When I know Wells Fargo had some issues in their banking, and it created a bad image and stigma. Well, they started to put sponsorship dollars towards being able to get out in the community on the ground floor with people to be able to change that image. So there's a lot of reasons that corporations start to work with small businesses. All right, let's go on. So how do I get corporate sponsors? Let me give you guys the secret sauce. This is the secret sauce. This is worth its weight in gold. It's not about what you can deliver right now, but it's about what you could deliver if you receive the sponsorship you were asking for. Let me tell you why this is so key. Because so many people, when they go to pitch or when they go for sponsorship, they're going for sponsorship based on what they can do. And the amazing thing is that sponsorship, when you create a sponsorship pitch, it's not about what you can do. It's about, if I got this money from you, this is what I can do. That changes your proposal totally. I initially started to pitch just based on what I was able to do. And this was a light bulb moment for me. Brendon Burchard actually taught me this, is that it's not about what you can do, it's what you could do. And one of the things that he talked about is, some of the things that he said he pitched was like way far-fetched. And he was like, it was far-fetched because if they gave me the money, it would be a reality. And so it stretched the thinking, so that when the decision makers got the pitch, it was like, wow, look at all this amazing stuff. And he said, I didn't have the money to do any of that, but if I got the money I was pitching for, I can make it all come together. So that is huge. That is something that you need to know. The secret sauce is not, you're not trying to pitch to talk about what you can deliver right now. It's about what you could deliver if you got the money. That totally changed the way I presented, I pitched. I looked at it from a different perspective, and it helped me to be able to come up with some amazing ideas for clients, and things that I can make to bring them in, to make them a part of. That was like, oh wow, Becky, this is great. Well, it was great because I was thinking the money behind it. And so there's 3 things you need to have. You need to have a system, a strategy, and the sale. System, the pitch, whether it's a call or an email, get the live meeting, and then create the proposal to be able to go and create that proposal collaboratively. When you create it collaboratively, it's always a win. And so when you are having that email, that brief call, that live meeting, you're going in there really consulting to fact find so that you can create your proposal that's exactly what they need based on what you've uncovered. Your strategy, it needs to be a win-win. If it is not a win-win, let me tell you what happens a lot of times. I even get people will send me something and say, hey, would you sponsor this? They'll send me information about sponsorship. But then I'm looking at it like, oh, why am I sponsoring this, and what is it about? What's the reason for me to be sponsoring this? And I don't know what the reason is for me to sponsor it. There's no win-win. And so what I have learned, when you're pitching with corporations, a lot of people, will do what we only know to do, because I did the same thing. Well, we'll put your logo on our banner. We'll put your name on the stage. We'll advertise that you're a sponsor. If it is a billion-dollar corporation, why does that matter to them? Why does that? They have commercials that are running on the television where there's millions of eyes seeing them. Why does it matter that their name is on your banner? That's not a win-win. That has no weight. So you have to go deeper than that, way deeper than, well, this is what I can do. I can, we'll let you introduce, or we'll let you get on the stage. That might have a little weight, but that's not the win-win. You have to get to the win-win. When you get to the win-win, it's the game changer. Then you go to the sell. And executive summary, when you go through and you start to learn about putting pitches together, everybody's going to tell you to do an executive summary. Let me just be honest with you. I've not done an executive summary when I've pitched. I've done some things differently when I've pitched. Executive summary is the standard of what people ask for. They ask for the standard. So I'm not going to say don't do an executive summary. When you're pitching cold turkey, no one knows you. They're going to expect an executive summary. I have learned to pitch a little bit different. A lot of people do. There's an order that you learn, and I learned that order when I first started trying to focus on how do I close some of these deals, and it didn't work all that great. And then I decided I am going to do this like I learned when I worked in corporate America, and we were working on closing a deal, closing a sale with the client. And so I restructured my pitch based on a sales pitch that I did in corporate America. That netted me a lot more reward than doing the regular standard way. So I do it a little bit different, and I'll talk to you about that later. And so these are some of the things that you need to have in there: your promotional plan, the partner benefits, what are they going to get, the requests that they ask for, and your profile. A lot of people put their profile at the beginning. When you get an executive summary, it'll tell you, describe who you are. I don't do that. I do that at the end. Because if I have a meeting with you, you know enough about me. That's a waste of my time. Let me go straight to the win-win and the solutions. Then we can talk about me at the end. So I do it a little different way than the status quo. If you start researching now, you're going to see executive summary. You're going to see describe you, your company, your win. You're going to see all of that. And I did all of that, but I switched all of that. I switched all of that because I didn't want to make it about me, my company, what we have to offer. No, I wanted to make it about them straight out the back, because their ears open and they're really ready to hear when you really make it about them. So I want to do another poll. Let's do another poll real quick. Let me get this final polling question for you guys. So here it is. Where do you need help? Where do you need help? So the top 2 areas where you think you need help, is it in developing an irresistible sponsorship offer and the words to express it? Is it in crafting your pitch to gain instant credibility and trust? Is it planting the seed to create the desire once you pick your top 2? Is it to be confident and ready? Is it finding corporate and nonprofit partners? I need help because I don't know where to find them. Is it to create a system that works for you, or getting a return call or email? You have all the other stuff, but you're not getting a return call. You're not getting a return email. I'm going to give you guys a few seconds to complete that, complete this poll. Complete the poll. Facebook, hold on a second. I'll tell you what the results of them were. Thank you guys for your questions there. Thanks, Melissa, for making sure that they go in and register. So you're doing double duty too, going back and forth. I thank you. Melissa is thebomb.com. Okay, let's see. All right, so, all right, we have 75% on here that have polled. Okay, so let's end the poll so you can actually see what's going on. Here are the results. So number one, developing my irresistible sponsorship offer and the words to express it. I agree. That was my biggest issue too. And then crafting my pitch to gain instant credibility and trust. And there is a way to do that. And then the third one, let me see, was finding corporate and nonprofit partners. And there's a way for you to do that, to know exactly who you should be going after and not trying to go after everyone. That was another thing that I learned in the process of working with a couple of my corporate sponsors. It was just that. It's like, it drives me crazy when people don't know what we offer, what we do. They just know we are a corporation. They're looking for money, and they come asking some of the craziest questions. That drives them absolutely crazy. So let me look at some of the questions that are in here, and then we'll pick back up. Let me see. I'm gonna come back to those. I'm gonna get, and then we have several questions in the Q&A. If you have some questions, you can definitely put them in the Q&A, and we're gonna leave some time to answer those questions that are in the Q&A. So if you have some questions, make sure you put them there. We're gonna try to get those answered for you. So here's what the deal is. Here is what I want to talk to you about is, if you're struggling and you need perfect partnerships, there is a course that I teach, and the course is called Perfect Partnerships, 6 Proven Steps to Seal the Deal with Corporate Sponsors and Partners. Now, inside of that is it's a comprehensive online course. And when I say comprehensive, it is scheduled for you to go through at least 7 weeks, because you're going to have to start and then work and then go back the next and then work. It is probably going to take you a good 3 months to put together a great pitch as you go through and do the work. And it's designed that as you go through one module, you do the work there, then you go through the next module, do the work. By the time you get through all of the modules, then you can create your full-blown pitch deck. And so it's 6 modules detailing each, and the 6 modules are down below. The one module is address, audience, arrange, amount, alignment, and approach. Those are the 6 modules. The course content is delivered out to you. You'll get information. But I have it scheduled, because if you get it all at once, you'll get overwhelmed and you do nothing, because overwhelm creates procrastination and we freeze and we stop. So you're going to get it. It's going to be delivered out to you in like a drip campaign. Who to target for your products and services. It's going to teach you all of that. It's going to teach you how to arrange and package your offers. It's going to teach you how to price appropriately for your offer, how to put together a killer proposal. And there's going to be a lot of shortcut to finding corporate and nonprofit partners. That was number 3 on the list. How do I find them? Well, I have some things inside of there that's going to tell you exactly how to get to them and find out who's looking for what you need. There are some things that I learned that it was like, oh, I wish someone would have taught me this shortcut a long time ago. So the Perfect Partnerships course is 6 proven steps. And let me tell you what the offer is for this, and then I'm going to open it up for Q&A questions. Here's what the offer is. This begins March the 19th, which is next Monday. The course begins March the 19th, next Monday. I'm going to give a fast action scholarship for people who take decisive action, people who act right away and say, oh yeah, I know I need this. I need to learn more. And so you'll get a return on your investment with one sponsorship, period. When I did Brendan Burchard's course, the first time I took his course, it was $2,000. And I was like, this course has to pay off for me. I've paid $2,000 for this. I need to use it. So I forced myself to use it. I forced myself when it was difficult to put the things together. I forced myself to pick up the phone, to send the letter. You got to do this, Becky. And my very first corporate sponsorship that I got for an event that I was doing was for $3,500. So it paid that $2,000, and I had a profit of $1,500. So this is going to be amazing. So the total value I have this on my site is $9.97. Tonight, within 24 hours, is $197. $197. When I've offered this before and done a promo, I did it at $597. This is $197 using the coupon code Boss Girl Magic. And I'll tell you where to go to get it. Using the coupon code Boss Girl Magic. In 24 hours, that price goes away. And then it goes to $297. That price will last for 3 days. So by Friday of this week, the $297 is the last day, and then it's going to go back to the regular price at $997. At $997. And here are some of the bonuses. What comes inside of this is email templates for you to use in the process. These are all bonuses. A call script, the script that I use when I'm calling for sponsorships is the call script. Sample sponsor proposal. I share with you some of my proposals as well. And I share with you some proposals that have been templates for me. There's a 90-day action calendar that you can use to help you go through and complete all your modules, and within 90 days to be able to put be able to go and pitch to a corporation. Then I also included a phase 2 to this training. This is a whole nother training. Just like the first training, this is a whole nother training that you get absolutely free. It's going to then teach you, now that you have all of this, now let me show you how to automate it, or you can get multi-year deals. Let me show you how to activate it. This is how you analyze it for your clients. This is how you acknowledge things with your clients, annualize it, and then amplify it to do it over and over and over again. That's a whole nother course that you get along with this process. So you'll get that course included as well. And here's another bonus that I added on. This bonus is 2 30-minute calls with me. First call is clarity for your proposal, your ideas, where you want to start, who's your target audience. All of that is to kind of get you clear with once you start the process. Once you went through like the first couple of modules, then we get on a call. The second call is once you've gone through the program, then I'll do a second call to look at your proposal, give you feedback on your proposal, and give you suggestions on your proposal. That doesn't happen. I usually don't do that because that has a value in itself. But you'll get 2 30-minute calls to be able to help you on this process, because you will need some help on this process. And so the main thing is the secret. Remember, it's not about what you can deliver right now. It's about what you could deliver if you receive the sponsorship that you were asking for. That's what's really important and what's critical. So I want to go and go to the Q&A. Let me go to the Q&A right now and answer some of these questions. So Melissa, would you put the link inside the chat to go in and use? You put the link to the site to go in and use. So Melissa's going to post the link to the site, and the code is Boss Girl Magic. It'll give you 197 off, and that ends in 24 hours. It will go away, and then when it goes to 297, the code is Boss Girl Magic 2, the number 2. And it will give you the discount off for $297. Kamikio says, this is great, a great package deal, Becky. Yes, it is. I've never ever offered this program at this price, never ever. But I want to answer some questions right now. So let me get in here and answer some of these questions. Okay. Let's see. I'm a florist designer. This is Antoinette. I'm a florist designer and event designer. How do I get? Okay, the question ended somewhere. How do I get? So tell me what you're asking, Antoinette, because I don't see the rest of the question. So Kimberly asked, what if you are an expert because you have years of experience but not a degree? you're still an expert, because you can be an expert based on, you don't have to have a degree. You can be an expert based on your knowledge. There are a lot of people who have obtained a lot of knowledge because they spent countless hours inside of something which made them the expert. That's what Malcolm Gladwell's book, The Tipping Point, talks about. You become, get to the tipping point when you've done something for so long, for so many hours, you become an expert. What you have to do is to show them that you're an expert. So you just need to be able to show them that you're an expert. I'm coming to Atlanta soon. You're an inspiration. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Elonda asks, okay, your phone is acting crazy. Okay, let's see. Let me see. Lots of work deals with radical harmony and getting to know your customers. So how can I further that position or that stands to help a company? Really concentrating on mindset. You have to position the mindset in a way that's going to make dollars for the company. That's how anything that you do, you have to position it to where it's going to make money, create revenue, or it is going to meet a goal of a cause or a initiative that they have. Those are the main things. If you do either or of those, depending on what the need is, you'll be good to go. Lisa asks, do you suggest brand new businesses go after corporate sponsorships? You know how many new businesses have sealed the deal with corporate sponsorships? Because it's not necessarily about you being brand new. It is about what you have to offer that they need. And if you're brand new and you have something to offer that they need, it does not matter. And when I say to offer that they need, let me give you an idea. Let's say a person started with a tech company, and this has happened, I can't tell you countless times. Person started with a tech company. They were doing some tech things that they identified, some things that could help corporations be more efficient using a system or software package. Now, they had only been doing it for about a year, but they position it with a corporation in a way where it says, here's where we can save you time and money, which time and money, time always equates back to some dollar amount. And the company's like, oh my God, this is the solution to our prayers. This is what we've been needing. Doesn't matter that they've been in business a short amount of time. It's what they have to offer. So I would say, Lisa, it's what you have to offer and you being able to meet the need, because what some people will want to do is go and get with corporations and they can't handle the demand. So you just need to be able to make sure that you can handle the demand. If you can handle the demand, then go for it, regardless of the time frame in there. Or if you're not going with big corporate sponsors, start with smaller, small business, because small businesses do sponsorship too. Multi-million-dollar small businesses, they sponsor different initiatives, different things that they need as well too. So start small, or even start with a corporate company that has smaller regional funding as well. Like one of my first sponsorships was with State Farm. I didn't get the funding from State Farm, the corporation. I got the money from State Farm in a smaller agency because it was aligned with what they were doing. I could help them meet their target numbers and goals, so they funded money. And so there's different ways that you can do that. Let's see. Okay, corporate sponsorship. Let me see what you were saying, Antoinette. Let me go back up. I'm a florist designer and event designer. How can I get corporate sponsorship? Okay, so get ready. Now, put your seatbelt on, because I'm going to tell you. Do you know how many? So let me just Coca-Cola as one of my clients. Coca-Cola sponsors. Yeah, I'm going to say the minimum is 100 different events globally. That's a minimum. It's probably about 500. That's the minimum amount. When they're doing events, if there's an event designer that can set up the event, if they're having an event, they need someone to come in and design the layout. They partner with IKEA, they partner with other companies that can help design their sets. Here's another way for you to look at that too. So think about movie studios. Guess what they need? Designers to lay out, whether it's an interior design to help create the look in a studio that they need. That a small business can do that. There's so many ways, you guys. I mean, corporate sponsorships for salt packets. Companies will get, well, I have a condiment company and we package, they will do business with you as a small business. Cups, you name it, janitorial services, iron, little pieces of nuts and bolts. And so they will sponsor money for so much stuff. It blew my mind the closer I got to it and the closer I got in depth with it. And then to partner with some of the people that they are partnered with, it just blew my mind. What other questions do you guys have? Okay, wait, I think there's some more questions coming in. What other questions do you guys have? I want to be able to offer this training to you so that you can get some money, not spend all your money all the time. You can get some money. It creates some sense of peace as well. It's amazing. Okay, just tried the link. Someone said they just tried the link, but it was not able to connect. Can you put it, let me put it in there for you, Melissa. I want you to go directly to, hold on guys. I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna get it for you. Hold on. Let me get that link for you. Okay, I'm gonna get it to you. I see. I just saw your message too. Hold on one second, Stevie. Let me put it in right now so I can get you the direct link to that. Hold on. Okay, here we go. All right, let me share it here. Okay, I put the link in there. So try that link and let me know that that's working for you. Okay, let's see. What do you recommend for my boutique? I need more information than that. Okay, so you guys try the link and let me know if it's working for you. So all the people in Facebook that are interested, make sure you register, and you'll get the link to the site to actually register and get it for $197. But I need to make sure you register to get that. BossGirlMagicSeries.com. Once you register there, then you should be able to get that. Let's see. All right, so I want to answer any questions that you guys have. Let's talk about your questions. The link is, I just put it in there in the post to all panelists. Don't see it? The link you posted is not showing? Okay, let me make sure I get it out there. Hold on. Oh, I know why it's not showing, because I didn't put it in there right. My bad, y'all. Attendees. Okay, here we go again. All right, now you should see it. I hope you see it. Tell me if you see the link now. I posted the link in there. The Boss Girl Magic Series is the link for you to register for the webinar to get the information. but I just put in another link that will take you directly to the course. Yes. Okay. There you go. You see it. So that link should be working fine. Is the thing courses, perfect partnership courses is at the end of that. I see it. I see it. Okay, we got some people that see it. So let me go through. I see some more questions coming in. So let me answer these questions for you guys. Thank you. Very informative. Oh, thank you. Let's see. What direction would you go in to get a corporate sponsor for rocking the ramp with the cancer hair loss? I would focus on cancer. That would be my focus, is on cancer and making women feel good again. All what you need to do now is research corporations that focus on cancer, that are already giving money for Susan G. Komen, that are giving money locally for cancer foundations. Find out who they are. Then you start to figure out how you position to present, because they're already giving money to it. You just want to get your portion of it. But you need to, here's the thing, guys. And when I work with clients and we go through this, putting their pitch together, their presentation, we come up with the win-win. How do you win and how do they win? So we find out what the organization's initiative is, what the focus is, and what goals they're trying to meet, because there are goals that they have had to meet, and then put together, here's how you position yourself for that. Stevie, oh, she said, I'm your problem child. I don't see it. Stevie, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna get it to you. If you don't get it through here, because it's up at I'm gonna pop it in there again, Stevie, so you can see. I'm gonna pop it in just a second. So look, in just a minute, you'll see it pop up. Okay, just put it in. So it should be at the bottom of the Q&A list in your chat. The link provided allows you to register for this. That was somebody was going to the Boss Girl Magic. Someone put in Boss Girl Magic series. That's not what that's to register for this. That's not what you need. You need the link that I just put in, the BOSSpreneur Thinkific. That's the one you need, the courses link. I wonder why you guys are not seeing the link. Okay, I know how I'm going to show you guys the link. I'm going to post it. Let me do it right here. I'm going to get you this link. I'm going to send the link out to you as well. And there you go. Melissa just posted it. Maybe you can see it from Melissa posting it. Tell me if you can see what Melissa. Do you have a sample sponsorship request letter? Yes, it's a part of the course. Melissa posted. Okay, someone said I see it. I got it. Yep, Melissa posted it. You see it? Yes. You see it? Yes, see it. Great. Thank you. So you guys tell me if this was helpful to you. I want to get your thoughts and your feedback. How can I get sponsorship for business human resources? 3 of my mastermind girlfriends focus on HR and human resources, and one of my girlfriends do corporate contracts globally, China, India, where else is she? That girl is all over the place. So yes, most definitely, without a doubt, you for human resources, it's all about positioning. It was helpful. Yes, glad. Hey Carla, glad you're on. Let's see. How can I get contracts for accounting and bookkeeping? You can get contracts for those too. Again, even when corporations have an accounting and bookkeeping department, you can get contracts because they assign out money. If instead of getting a whole team inside, they will assign out someone offsite to do it for a short process, whether it's 6 months that you do it and then you're done. And if you kill it, you nail the game, you'll get called back and then you can repeat that. Because one of the things that when I work with clients, one of the things I am really a stickler of is if you open the door, then keep the door open. So if you open the door, go kill it, go exceed their expectation, blow them away, then go back and reposition and talk to them about, here's an idea. See, this is something that we don't do, and we don't do this very well. We'll go in and do that one thing and then we're pretty much done. But I have really been able to go in, do some work, and then come back and say, based on the work I've done, here's a couple of things that I've identified that would take this to the next step, or that could help the employees, or that could just take this and get you a different outcome. And I will share with them things that I've discovered and solutions that I can provide, because I am looking at multi-year deal. Let me give you an example. I was working, I had a client to reach out and call me about doing some work over in down under. What is it? I can't even think of the name of it. It's on the top. It starts with the A. But y'all know where the Aussies go, to Australia. See, I just had to say it out loud. So Australia. So we talked about it. We talked about doing, they wanted me to come in and do some work, this year. And I started just asking questions. That's just what I've learned to do as a salesperson. I started asking questions. What were some of the issues? As I'm going to go and do this one piece of work, I started asking questions about other things. So I'm digging deeper, because I am trying to find out, how do I make this longer? As we continue to talk and I continue to uncover some things, then I start to make some suggestions. By the time we got off the phone, I had 2 years that I had worked out and negotiated, where they saw value in me doing work this year and then building on next year, us doing some other stuff. That has happened several times, because I'm not going in for just the one time and be happy and yay. I'm going in the one time, be happy, because I need this to go and to do more long term. So I really try to focus on, once the door is open, is to being able to get multi-year deals. Probing questions are helpful to see the big picture. Exactly. You always have to start asking those questions. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, let me read some of these. Australia. Yeah, someone tried to help me get it out. Sponsorships. You should be working on partnerships with them, instead of just sponsorships, but partnerships, because you do both. A partner is, they bring you in to write you a check to do business with them. One of my really good friends, someone, I think I trying to see the name. Carla said, I have a natural hair products. What type of should I work with? So one of my good friends, you guys, if you're in Atlanta, you've heard of Deshaun Bullard. Deshaun Bullard is a hair care, is a product of hair product line. And what Deshaun, her partners, Walmart, CVS, Sally's, and this is, she has Africa, and there's another country that her products are in as well. So can you get products for natural hair? Yeah. If you go in the store and see your products, your type of products there, that means you could be in there too. That becomes from sponsorship to a partnership. And partnerships work just as fine, because they all money. So yes, it could. How would I pitch holistic wellness education to corporate? Wellness, holistic wellness. Janice, I see your questions. I'll answer that in just a second too. Janice Lamb. So let's talk about the holistic wellness to corporations. Do you know that, see, this is where you need to do your research. Do you know the organizations have increased their amount of what they are doing for wholeness and wellness, because a lot of people are getting sick and dying, or people are getting sick on the workplace, and because they're focused on creating these inclusive environments, creating these cultures where it is it's a a great environment and a great culture, wellness is a part of that. You need to position how wellness fits into what the culture is they're trying to create. So yeah, it can definitely be done. I know the company that I worked for, they hired and brought in a partner that would do yoga at the corporate office at a certain time every day for the employees. So yeah, you can create a partnership with them. You can create sponsorship if you're putting on a wellness. Let's say you're doing a wellness event and you're providing that for corporations where their people can come out and attend this wellness retreat for a couple of years. You get sponsorship dollars for that. Yes. Yes, I'm hearing a lot of, let me see who asked this question. Latanya, yes, I'm hearing a lot of conversation about inclusion and diversity consulting because, there's been some shift and some change with the new presidency as it comes to diversity and inclusion. And that was in the first year. But since the first year, diversity and inclusion have received heightened awareness for employees. So yes, that is something definitely to make sure that you get into. Let me see. Oh, I see. I'm going to try to answer. I'm going to answer these. I'm going to keep you guys about 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to let you go. Okay, then whoever the anonymous attendee, email me, or I'm going to go in and refund that because there's a place to put in the coupon code. I see my computer is blinging and they're putting in the code and it's coming up right. So there was a miss somewhere. Yeah, I'm gonna go in and take care of that. But I need you to tell me because it says anonymous attendee, so I don't know who this is. I can find out who it is when I go to the site because it'll tell me what it did and how it charged. The regular price is $9.97. That was one of the questions. It's $197 tonight, but you have to use that coupon, and it'll take $700 off of it for you to get you. So yeah, it's going to show you the regular price, but when you go in, use that coupon code, and it'll take it off for 24 hours. Would being WBE certified be a plus for corporate sponsorship and partnerships? Katisha, thank you so much for that question. Yes. Yes. Being WBE or MBE. So for those of you who might not know, WBE is a women business enterprise. MBE is minority business enterprise. So being certified, and there are organizations, I'm WBE certified and I'm MBE certified. And let me tell you, when it comes to corporate partners, sponsorship, not necessarily. You might not have to be WB, but for partnerships, yes, they will be looking for. They will be wanting that. Now, there are sometimes they work around that, but that is something that that is a benefit to you. And let me tell you why. It's because corporations, the government give corporations a tax break for working with small businesses. And so there's a percentage of minority that companies need to work with. There's a percentage of women. There's a percentage of veterans. There's a percentage of disability that the government, there are all of these different, a disadvantage, DBE, a disadvantaged business enterprise. There are all these certifications that if you go and get your company certified, when you work with these companies and you have that certification, they're excited about it because it applies towards their number and their percent for the year to get that tax break. So just know that corporations, they want to do business. They need to do business. And one of the things, here's another tip too, is look at, there's a organization called the Billionaire Roundtable. The Billionaire Roundtable is corporations that spend $1 billion with small businesses. and it's not a whole lot of billionaire roundtable organizations, but Google companies that are on the billionaire roundtable, they're looking to do business with small business because they are spending a ton of money with small businesses. So Katisha, thank you for that question. And certifications, you definitely need. For me, certification is what, when I talked to Coke, I had not finished my certification. I started the process, stopped it a couple of years, started it again. When I positioned and presented to Coke, they said, hey, we want to do business with you, and we will do business with you, but you need to be certified in 90 days. I was like, done. Promise you, I'll finish it and get it done this time. And so I did. I got it done. And you don't have to be certified in both. You can be certified in one or the other. I did both because some corporations love minority business owners. Some corporations love the women business owners. I didn't want to be excluded for either, so I got them both. There you go. How do we get certified? Certification, I'm certified through WeBank, the Women Business Enterprise Council. You will have one locally or a regional one in your area because they're all over the U.S., but just Google WBENC.org and WeBank will come up. And minority certification is the National Council of Minority, National Minority Supply Diversity Council. NMSDC. I'm going to try to put that in this link. NMSDC.org is who you would go through for minority, and WeBank.org is who you would go through for women business. Enterprise, to get the certification, it takes about 90 days to get it. The code is Boss Girl Magic. Yes, Nikki, the code is Boss Girl Magic. Let me see. You're working on WBE. Yes, that's great. Get that. When I originally started doing it, I was like, I don't know how to use it or what to do with it. And I didn't. But then I got busy and I needed to figure out how do I use it and what do I need to do. Okay, so all right, I'm going to answer a few more questions, you guys, and then I am going to let you go. I want to share my screen with you one last time. Let's see. So let me just get to, we've done a Q&A. So here's what I want you to know. Like I said, these are the things that corporate sponsors and partners have helped me with. Save time, save money, save energy, reduce my stress, increase visibility and value, build my credibility, help me to increase more clients and to make more money. It's done all of that for me. And I know it could do the exact same thing for you, but here's the thing. Now it's your move, because you have to act. Action changes things. The difference between having a dream and achieving a goal is simply the decision to take action. That's what it's all about. You have to make a decision to take action. And if you don't make that decision and don't take action, you will be in this exact same place. Listen, I started the process of working with sponsors when I first started, and then I got overwhelmed and I stopped. And I was like, okay, that's just too much. And so I stopped. Then I picked it back up and I started, and my second year in business, I went through the Brenda Burchard's course, and I was determined to get my money back for the $2,000 that I invested. And my first sponsorship at $3,500, and then the next one. So for the one event, I had it netted almost $7,000 in sponsorship dollars, and I was elated, just excited about it. And then I stopped, and then I started back again when I took Allie Brown's course. My thing is, if I'm spending money, I want to get my money back, and so I focused on how do I get my money back. And in spending this $1,500. And so I followed the templates, I followed the plan, I followed the action, and then I was able to get sponsorship again. And then I started working as subcontractors with other sponsors that really took me a little bit deeper and kind of answered questions, mentored me. It was amazing. And it helped me to gain some information and some knowledge. And all of those things are what I want to help you with, what I want to teach you to how to go and get this business. Listen, we don't have to struggle to do everything. We can struggle through this process because getting sponsorship is not easy. You're going to start this process and then you're going to be like, oh, Becky, why did I get into it? And you're going to stop. That's okay, but go back. Go back and start the process again and continue in the process. And I promise you, when you get to the other end, just one sponsor, if you do a sponsorship for $500 somewhere, or a partnership for $500, you're going to make your $197 back, you know, in the blink of an eye. So don't throw $197 away. Just take an action and you'll make this back in the blink of an eye. You actually should be able to make tenfold back with your first sponsorship. Clearly, the way that the program is set up, you should be able to make that back immediately. So thank you for everyone who have joined me tonight. We're about an hour and a half. Hour and 30 minutes into the program, and I really appreciate everything. And you will get a copy of this that you can go through. Remember that Boss Girl Magic code will last you for 24 hours. And then it will go up $100 to $297. That will end Friday, and then it goes back to the $997 for the complete course. So those that take action right away, you're going to save money right now. Thank you, Stevie, for sharing that. I just want to help you open more doors and help you build more credibility in your business. And the minute you connect with a corporate sponsor, it changes the game for you. It gives you some of that credibility that you need. Latanya Bell Harris says, also partnering with some EPA companies. Also ask if you have attended the benefits fair. Let me see what else is. I'm trying to make sure that my Facebook people, I get some of this stuff done too. Okay, so thank you guys. You have an amazing night. I look forward to being able to partner and get on some of the calls. I see some people are already registering, which is exciting. I think I've seen seven of them come through so far. Some other stuff came through and I missed it when it came through. But for all of those who have joined, who is taking the course and ready to get into it right away, I look forward to having one-on-one calls with you, and my assistant will set those up for you. Okay, that bling just happened right there. Someone else just went in again. I think that was Kim that just did that. So thank you so much. I promise you, first of all, you won't find a course as in-depth as this for $197. That you're not going to find, and it won't be $197 often. It will at all. Let me see. Kitten, it looked like Kitten raised her hand. Let me see. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Excellent. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you guys for all the compliments. That makes me feel good. Thank you, Becky. Thank you, Becky. Can't wait to join the course. You rock. Thank you, Nikki. You rock too. You're welcome, Shannon. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Michelle, for joining. Thank you, Janice, for joining. I guarantee you guys, it is an in-depth course, and if you stay the course, you will see it on the other end. I am a living witness and a testimony that it works, because everything in the system I've actually worked, and it's really been a benefit to me consistently over and over and over and over again. And I still use these principles and practices, and I'm still pitching, and I'm still putting ideas out there, and I'm still learning how to do it even better. So the course will improve as I learn. The course will improve. I'll add that additional content in there for you as well. So you guys have an amazing night, and I can't wait to work with those of you who have taken action tonight. I look forward to working with you. All right, you guys have a good night, and we'll talk soon. Until then, think big, pray hard, and wait expectantly. Bye-bye.